Hey Clashers! So today I've got a video war recap here of some Town Hall 12, 11, and 10 triples in a recent war. My home clan, the 40s crew, had a win against this clan from the UAE, and so I'm going to show some of our like level triples. So we're going to start at the top and work our way down. I think I've got 9 attacks to show here. Four of these are Town Hall 12v12s, 3 are 11v11s, and 2 are 10v10s. So you can fast forward if you're looking for a different Town Hall level, but we'll start with the 12s. Now this first base was kind of a joke. So somebody had to hit this, but here we go. This is James. How do you think James might tackle this particular, is this like what, a Pokemon or a Pikachu or something? Let's see how he does here. Let's see what James does, and I will speed it up as we go. So he chose an E-Drag attack for this. 5 rages and a heal. It's a little unusual. He used no freeze. So I'm going to just speed this one up because it's a very unusual base, and you're not likely to see this out in the wild. So the deployment, it's kind of goofy. Anyway, we really do appreciate James taking it on himself to add to his star count and to help us win the war by tripling this. I have to think this was a mistake on their part to run this as a war base. I don't know, maybe some people have trouble attacking it, but you can see that James really had no trouble. It's almost like there were no E-Drags harmed in the tripling of this base. So good job, James. He shows up again later because James managed to get a 6-pack in this war. So the second one I'm going to show, this is Nomad. Nomad with a 12v12 triple. Hadn't seen this exact base before, but you can see he's also using E-Drag. So we had some pretty good success at the top of this map with E-Drag type attacks. So he just spreads them out all along one side there, manages to drop a couple of spells to ease things along, and of course hits the tornado trap. You always hit the tornado trap, but he ultimately will triple this. You already know the punchline. So he does have things, it seems like it's circling, and I'm watching this live thinking, are those E-Drags in the middle gonna make it? It looks like that could be a problem, right? But he manages to just get that eagle down with those E-Drags, and that kind of saves the rest of the hit. He also put his heroes in. You'll see he put them in late to help kind of send those E-Drags back towards the middle of the base. So he saved them for the end. We sometimes call this a spam E-Drag with hero cleanup kind of hit, but he did deploy it well. So even on these hits that seem kind of spammy, if you don't time your spells right, it's not going to go well. So I'm going to speed this up just so we can speed up the cleanup. But good job by Nomad of, taking stock of this base and figuring out how to hit it. Now see here, like, how's he going to triple it? All he's got left is his queen. But he did have left his queen with its ability, and he manages to get this, which seems kind of surprising now that I'm watching it again, because he's down to not much left here. I guess, sometimes you get to, there's a lot of times where we have no luck, so sometimes if you get a little luck, you take it and you be happy. In this case, we're going to take this luck and be happy that we had Nomad with a lucky day. So good job there, Nomad. Just a sliver of health left on that queen, so just eked that one in. Okay, so next we have the second half of the James 12v12 6-pack. We're getting a little bit deeper down in the map here, so you'll see like not all the walls are maxed, and this time he's doing some kind of I'm gonna guess it's a Queen Walk Bewitch. I honestly haven't watched this boat yet. Now this is a common base. I've heard this base referred to as the Itsu base, so take note, this kind of base layout, and maybe it's like a little changed, but there's pieces of this that are kind of have a similar flow. So he's cleared out the corner. He's got his queen walking in over there. I'm going to keep it on slow until we get more of the troops deployed, just so we can watch what he does. So if this is me running this, I'm not sure which way the queen's gonna go, and I'm gonna wait. Don't know if that's what James was doing or not, but he did wait, and now it looks like he might get that queen down. He did. That was beautiful. He's got nerves of steel on his queen ability there. I think I would have pressed it, but he managed to keep her alive with the rage spell. He's also got nerves of steel on letting this queen walk run for a while instead of deploying all the rest of his troops, which is also something that I struggle with myself. So James with the infinite patience on his queen and how fast the rest of this can get cleaned up. So there he goes. Now we got a bowler walk on the other side. This is something I've seen James do a lot, where he runs a queen walk on one side, a bowler walk on the other to set the funnel, puts the wrecker in between. Now the CC came out, and it kind of split up there on him. He did get a poison down, which seemed to have helped the whole situation. So his queen's kind of separated from the rest of his troop squad here. That does not seem to hurt him, though. He seems to recover, or maybe he meant to do that, I don't know. But everything's just going where it needs to go. At this point, I might be wondering if he's going to get that town hall or not. But he does have that set of bowlers in there, and now his queen, which separated, is coming back around. She's going to finish it off. So I'm going to speed this up a little bit as we just wait on the rest of this to get cleaned up. Now you notice he still has his queen ability. He's managed to get this far into this attack without using it, which will come in handy as he goes to finish off just the last couple bits of this base. Good job, James. James with the 6-pack. So now the last Town Hall 12v12 I wanted to show. This is Kenny. Kenny is famous in my book because I'm going to just pause this while I tell the story, because he came up with the Kenny version of the P.E.K.K.A. Smash. And now that's not exactly what he's running here. I think but if you watch my videos and my streams, you'll hear me talk about the Kenny often, and this is Kenny of the Kenny fame. So here he is, and again, we're a little deeper into the map, so we don't have max walls, this is not a fully max base. Nonetheless, it's a 12. So we get a 12v12 going here. He's starting out with his queen, doing some damage, waits for her to get under fire before he drops those healers, because he knows he wants to use this P.E.K.K.A. and he needs those healers attached to that queen before the P.E.K.K.A. goes down, or he might end up healing the P.E.K.K.A. I've had good conversations with him about that. So Kenny's pretty good at making sure that those healers are going to go on that queen instead of the P.E.K.K.A. But he does like to use that P.E.K.K.A. to funnel. He's got some bowlers and witches down on the other side to kind of clean up some of that outside stuff and set his funnel. The wrecker is going in. It is making short work of these relatively weak walls. CC's out and poisoned. He's got all his troops going right there at that CC and at the town hall, but the healers are still doing well, so he keeps that all in check. Eagle goes down, and the rest of this really is just kind of history. So I guess strategically placed jump there to take those P.E.K.K.A.s into that Inferno compartment. So good job by Kenny here. Let's double up on the speed on this. Sometimes these hits that work really well on the weak walls struggle a little bit more on the tough walls. It's not clear to me that's the case with this one, because he used that backside jump. Really, the walls that we cranked through were with the wrecker, so he would have had to keep the wrecker up longer with tougher walls, but it was still pretty good. It was a good hit. Good job, Kenny. Kenny just joined our team relatively recently. I'm glad to have him on it. Okay, now we're going to move to some 11v11s. So we have Wazz, who also had a 6-pack at 11v11. Let's see what Wazz is doing here. Another relatively common base layout, and we've got E-Drag. It's probably a Queen Walk E-Drag, I'm gonna guess, based on the troop comp. Puts that king in over there, and then he's got his queen going down. Using that king ability to crank through some of the stuff on that one side. Did wait for the queen to get under fire before dropping those healers. Same idea. That's sort of a key thing with the queen walk. So again, we've got some patience here with letting the healers do, or the heroes do some work before deploying his main troop set. He did put a wizard in down here on this dark elixir storage at 6 to help, I think, to funnel. He's letting that queen walk a mighty long time. Okay, so now we've got an E-drag and a loon up top there. Doing some more work. Another loon. And the rest of the E-drag is going in, so along with the slammer. So it looks to me like he's kind of trying to get the queen to take down this this inferno and the town hall, and the rest of these troops to kind of go to the middle towards that that eagle. And his plan does seem to be working. That slammer's coming in to help out, and the E-drags are still up and doing work. The queen's still there. He's still got the queen ability available, along with a fair amount of spells left. And speed this up for the end. Great job by Wazz on this base and kind of dissecting it into different chunks for the attack. It's got strong troops left here at the end even, so almost could have swagged that freeze and swagged his queen ability and still tripled this. Good job, Wazz. Okay, the next one. If you watch my recap videos often, you've seen Remurda before. He's an 11v11 beast. So let's see what Re does on this base. Base 18. Okay, it's a kind of a 4 square with a little bit of modifications. And in typical Remurda fashion, we've got a hog hit. So he's got a couple of loons coming in on the outside here, just to take out a few archer towers. I thought it was pretty cool to notice that he could do that, and just did that. And he's got some E-drags. And he's putting a fair amount into his initial, I don't know if you want to call that cleanup or initial funnel, but he puts a fair amount of troop investment in this first part, which sometimes you have to do on these quad bases in order to make sure everything routes the way you want it to. I guess in Clash we call it pathing. Make sure you get the right pathing. So in goes this the Wrecker, and he's got some bowlers behind that, along with his warden. I lost his queen. Is his queen in there too? She must be. So out comes the CC, down goes the eagle. Everything's just kind of dying, and in go the hogs. Hogs in this compartment, like in 2 chunks at 9 o'clock. And he's got 3 heals left, and honestly not that much base left here to deal with. So he's pretty good with these hogs. Town Hall 11 beast on the 11v11 hogs. I guess the king's there, but it's kind of like he's got so many hogs left that the king can chop a few up and it'll be okay. If the king is chopping up the hogs, can we call him a butcher? Does that make sense? So now it's just a matter of cleanup. We'll double time this one too. We'll finish it off. Great job hogging by Remurda. So this next one that is the second half of the 6-pack by Wazz. So let's see if Wazz does the same thing. And it looks like he's going to. It looks like he used the same troop comp. So this must be working out pretty well for Wazz to get some funnel started with his heroes and then throw in the E-drags. I double timed this one. So we can watch the queen walk, do her business. He's got a baby drag over there, just I think that's to make sure she goes towards the town hall. He's clearing up some trash with his king at 3 o'clock. He does a nice job of putting that loon in first before the E-drag to draw out the black mines. And then the rest of the E-drag's going in. And once again, he seems to be able to route them pretty effectively into the middle. There's plenty of spells left. Even those Teslas out there aren't going to cause him too much trouble. Save that queen for the end, so we get his Wazz's queen killing the enemy queen. Just looks like no trouble, doesn't it? Doesn't Wazz make this look easy? I can tell you from my own 11v11 E-drag attempts, it's not as easy as Wazz is making it look. So great job on that 11v11 6-pack by Wazz. Okay, and now I've got two 10v10s to show. So number 22. This is Big Timer 40. His real name is Lou. Let's take a peek at the base and see what does Lou do on this Town Hall 10. I'll just pause it here. So it looks like he's got some kind of, what is this, kill squad hogs? He's got some P.E.K.K.A.s and some hogs. So let's see. Let's see how Big Timer 40 Lou deploys this thing. Alright, so he's putting his P.E.K.K.A.s in kind of from 10 o'clock to about 1 o'clock with the wrecker in the middle. So all those P.E.K.K.A.s are clearing stuff on the outside. Once the wrecker makes it through the wall, he's popping his heroes in. So if I'm trying to read Lou's mind, I'm going to say he wants to make sure those heroes follow the wrecker in. He's still got P.E.K.K.A.s going here too. And now the CC comes out, which his queen, it's poisoned and his queen's taking it down. A lot of witches in there. Those can sometimes cause us a little bit of a headache, but the poison spell's well placed. The wrecker is on the town hall. Looks like he had bowlers inside there that are doing some work. So there's really no infernos left. And he started out his hogs at 9 o'clock. And another set of them from about 3 to 5. Kind of working the perimeter with the hogs here. And a few cleanup wizards behind. And we will take special note that he also put some goblins in his cleanup crew. I am not a big fan of the goblin, but I am happy to see when somebody uses them effectively. Looks like he's just barely got enough. I mean, he didn't quite have enough hogs to finish that off, so it is a little close. But again, he still has his queen ability, and with only that archer tower standing, we're gonna bag this triple. I don't know, maybe he's gonna save those goblins and not use. Oh, good, he's gonna use them. I was worried there that he might just keep them for later. And with that, that's a good triple by Lou. Congrats on that 10v10 triple, Lou. Good to have you on the team. All right, and the last one I wanted to show is Roadrunner. Let's see, Roadrunner, Angie. Let's see what she's doing on this base. Okay, it's another 10. And we're gonna pause before we start. So Angie Roadrunner really likes her Valks. So let's see what does she do with these Valks. And again, let's see, these Infernos, there's one of them on multi and one on single. So we got a couple of golems going in. A P.E.K.K.A. in between. Just got some wizards there to help clear some of the outside trash buildings. And then in goes the wrecker. Looks like she's trying to aim that wrecker at the Inferno in the Town Hall. Has the King going in, and then she puts her Valks in once the hole in the wall, there's enough of a cleared section. And then some witches. I think the witches and the Queen are going to end up circling here the outside of this base for cleanup, while the inside is taken care of by her Valks and the bowlers that she had in the CC. So we're going to speed that up for the end, because at this point it's just a matter of cleanup. Have that jump positioned well for some of her troops to get over and get a few of those inside defenses. Good job by Angie Roadrunner in getting this triple done. So part of what made us successful in this war is the 10v10s and 11v11 triples that let us have a few more attempts at the 12s. So great job by Angie Roadrunner on getting that triple. And those are the attacks that I wanted to show today in the 40 and over win against this clan from the UAE. So I want to thank my whole team for hanging in there and continuing to war well. Good job, guys.